Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good day to you anywhere you're listening. I am Yemi Olaleye. I'm a market analyst. And this week, for the 12th of May till 16th of May, we are looking into the market for different opportunities across the currency pairs that we are trading. Last week was a fantastic one because we were able to record some beautiful profits in the market, and those number of pips really matter, and they've counted to our growth over the time. And for this week, we're going straight into the fundamental outlook on the forexfactory.com, focusing just on the high impact news. And on Monday, 12th of May 2025, we have no single high impact news in the market. And based on that, we're going to skip that day. It may not necessarily be a dull day in the market, but we have no single high impact news, which we focused on. On Tuesday, 13th of May, Nigerian time, 7 a.m., we have Great Britain pounds on claimant count change. On that same day, we have US dollar coming up in three places, 1:30 p.m., and that is the core CPI monthly by monthly, CPI monthly by monthly, and yearly by yearly coming up on this Tuesday, 13th of May. And 4 p.m. of the same day, Great Britain pounds is coming up as the BOE Governor Billy will speak. On Wednesday, we have the AUD coming up 2:30 a.m. Nigerian time, and that is wage price index quarter by quarter measurement. On Thursday, we have most of the high impact news for this week. We have from AUD to Great Britain pounds to US dollar, and that AUD is coming up to 30 a.m., which is the employment and unemployment rate. We have 7 o'clock in the morning, and that is Great Britain pounds, GDP monthly by monthly. And we also have the US dollar coming up on the core PPI, that is 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time. And 1:40 p.m. Nigerian time, Federal Powell will speak. On Friday, which is the last trading day of the week, we have US dollar coming up again, which is the prelim consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. And that also will drive the market in a particular direction. But before then, we're going to look at the technical outlook to know how we gauge our bias and how we draw our expectation in the market. So that being said, let's go straight into the technical outlook. This was one of the outlooks I made sometimes before now, and I was looking at different things in the market, including Bitcoin. And as at then, this was my outlook, expecting Bitcoin to hit 100,000 US dollar, so even go above. And last week it happened; it went to as much as 103,000 US dollar for Bitcoin. But that's not the focus for today. Let's go to the DXY where we have the focus. I have the last week outlook right here, so I'm going to just work around it a little, or I have to remove them completely. But last week woke up well for us because we were expecting the market to get in here before we start seeing the retracement, and that's what happened in the market. So we definitely go to the monthly time frame as usual, and we start our outlook from there. Everything we have before now, the past glory, we take it back again and we start all over. On the monthly outlook, you can see that we have the monthly time frame here, and we have the liquidity zone resting above this price level, above the last month's candle, right? And this is the bearish imbalance zone, which I'm expecting the market to pull back to in the time to come. And from here, I'll be seeing reaction from what price level? 105.10. And that is where I'm expecting the market to pull out to. Basically, right now we have the previous low right here, and market is just sitting above it after liquidity has been grabbed. And this suggests to me that we're looking for more bullish momentum on DXY in this couple of weeks ahead of us. On the weekly time frame, therefore, let's see what we have. On the weekly outlook, we are the weekly time frame. We have the weekly fair value gap right here. Before now, from this candle right here to this one right here, from these 2 days. And the last 3 weeks has done a massive bullish momentum. And last week specifically moved directly into that price range, just a little above the threshold of this range, and market is pulling back. So exactly what are we expecting this to do? We're expecting more sell momentum before it's going to buy. This is on weekly time frame outlook, therefore. So let's further see. This is the monthly one. And if we want to do that, let me just put it monthly imbalance. So that being said, so we have the monthly imbalance there, and of course this is the weekly one that has been tapped into in the market. So without wasting time, we have to go to the daily time frame and see if there will be an opportunity for us to see little advantage in the market. So with this on daily time frame, yes, we had a little opportunity right here sitting below this price level. And this is the daily time frame. And can you see that? So right here is the daily imbalance, bullish imbalance zone, which I may be expecting the market to move into before more bullish momentum, because I'm still seeing a very long bearish candlestick here before this level was taken out. And since then, the market has been going bullish. And of course, what we'll be expecting is more momentum into this direction. So basically, on the monthly imbalance price level, I still expect the market to still do a bit of buy into that range. But based on what we're looking at on the daily, it seems so like we can play safe, waiting for the market to move in here before we see more reaction before this happen in the future. So ideally, I'll be expecting a bit of sell before the buy in the market. So this is it on the daily time frame. I can move to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4 hours, therefore, what are we looking at? On the 4-hour time frame, what exactly are we looking at? On the 4 hours, I'm saying something a little bit different, because right there is where I'm saying this is a daily. Let me put it there. This is a daily imbalance zone, right? So I'm expecting a little bit momentum right there. This is a daily. Okay, so on 4-hour time frame, we have something different, right? On 4-hour time frame, we have a bullish momentum before we have the entire bearish momentum right here after liquidity was grabbed, right? And on 4-hour time frame, the market moves straight into a price level where the market has mitigated before, and that's where it tapped away right now. So currently, what we're expecting now is to see a bit of buy into this region before we see sell in the market. Something like this. We're expecting a bit of buy, and this is not too much, just a little bit, about 148 points or 150 points on average into this price level before we see more bearish momentum. And this is on 4-hour time frame. But the goal outlook, basically, what we're looking at is to see more opportunity into the bullish direction. Don't forget that on the weekly time frame, the monthly time frame, we have something that is suggesting to us that we're going to see more bullish momentum. This level right here, we wait for the market to take it out to the higher price level, and then we have more confidence in seeing how the market will get to this price range and this price range above. Okay, that is that on the DXY. Don't forget, we're going to judge what Euro USD and Great Britain pounds US dollar will do based on what we've seen and the clarity we've had on the DXY. All right, without wasting time, let's go to the Great Britain pound, Euro US dollar, by the way, Euro US dollar, starting from the monthly time frame. We've seen that the monthly time frame has been bullish for a long time. And of course, we had more of the swing above here. We have the range and all of that chopping movement. We have the closing of those highs at this price level for last month's bullish candle. And so to say, I can take out everything we have here. Their copper's glory. So let's start all over. Now we have bullish momentum where the market can likely still come to, but we are not expecting that to happen now, though. That is about how many pips away from the current market price, which is about 600 pips on average to the current market price. We are not expecting that. We've already had the previous high level, which was taken out in the market, which was here, right? And currently the market is closing just below it, but the month is not over yet. This is just the day 10th thereabouts, or day 11 of the market, of the month rather, in the market. And for that, we cannot conclude that this is how it's going to close. So basically, we still look into the bullish direction overall on monthly time frame. But for now, we're expecting more bearish momentum in the market, which is very, very reasonable. So let's go to the weekly time frame and see if we have opportunity. I'm going to take this out because we're not expecting a movement from here. On the weekly time frame, therefore, last week tapped into the weekly zone for the bullish momentum, which was from this candle to this candle right here. And in our analysis last week, I mentioned it that I'll be expecting the market to tap into here before I look for a buy. Last week, the market tapped into it on Friday, basically, and it has done it has reached the threshold of that price level, which is around here. And of course, what are you seeing? You see the market just doing what's pulling back. And it has pulled back about how many pips in total? About 40 pips on average. And then what else are we expecting? Still expecting the market to do more bearish momentum into this price range before we start buying. Well, we can't tell for now, but basically this is the level we're expecting a buy on the weekly time frame, and the market is doing just that for now. And let's go to the daily time frame to see if we're going to have another opportunity to see markets clearly in another direction. All right, we are not focusing on what the market must do. We just want to see how we can benefit from what the market will do. So that makes a clear difference. All right, so I'm going to take out the weekly zone level. Excuse me. Let me bring this back. So this level now, was the threshold, right? So that's it. Right here on the daily time frame, do we have any opportunity to see where we have bullish or bearish imbalance zone? No, none of it. None of it. The only one we had, the market is already inside. The market has, okay, is about to. The market is about to tap inside. So which means we have something like this. We still have more bearish momentum on the daily before we can expect the market to now take out this level, right? This high level. And that will be a lot in the market because that will give us about so many pips in total. It will give us about 430 pips in total. So basically, what we're expecting now, based on the weekly, the daily time frame, is to look at the market from a perspective that we have a bullish imbalance right here before this level was taken out, before the market created a high, before all of this changing character gets to happen. So most likely we'll not get to see how this market will come to a price ring like this. It's going to come to a price ring like this. I'm not waiting for that. The market do this, it's okay, but I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for this, but I'm expecting it if it happens. Basically, I'm most likely going to take my shots from here, from this range. Basically, that's what I'm expecting to see in the market. So that being said, on the daily time frame for this, let's further see what we can get on this outlook on the 4-hour time frame. Don't forget, this is what we have on the daily time frame. So on the 4 hours, what do we have? On the 4 hours, we have something like this, inverse head and shoulder that you've seen. And I'm expecting more what? I'm expecting more bearish momentum into this range, which we do about 100 pips sell before we expect more buy. That is basically on what I am seeing in the market. And of course, if you look at it very well, that will be the second point of interest. What do I mean? Let me show you. Right here. Wait for the market to do a bit of retracement here because this is also a bullish fair value gap zone right here, and the market does not close the previous high level, right? So I may easily wait for the market to do something like this and pull till it break this high, just like that. So it's easier for me to wait for the market to do this on 4 time frame. On 4 time frame, don't get this twisted. This is a 4 time frame. So basically, the first point of interest where I can be looking out for will be here, right? And the second point of interest we'll be looking out for will be here. So basically, we just do something like this to make it much more easier. We just look at the market from this perspective. I'm coming, please. I'm coming. I just want to get to this right, and we move on. So we may look at this as a bullish momentum, bullish opportunity right here, where your stop loss is placed above here, or below there rather. And then we have more bullish momentum. And that will be on the daily time frame. So if I'm doing this, I'm going to take out a lot of other things, right? I'm going to take this out. I don't want this anymore. Okay. So right here, I can be waiting for this to just happen. So this will be my second point of interest. Okay. This right here will be my second point of interest right here. And then, of course, if I go to a lower time frame like that of the 4 time frame, I will look at the market differently. I will see my first point of interest. This looks a little bit of little risk involved. And what does that mean? I'm going to do something like this, whereby I can be placing my buy right here, my stop loss below here, and then I just do something like this, and I wait for the market to do this. Okay. So this is a very good risk reward ratio, giving you about 1.3, thereabouts 1.3, even more. So basically, I'm just going to, this is about 1.7, right? 1.7. This is about 1.7 risk reward ratio. So basically, I'm just going to wait for the market to do its thing while I wait patiently for the market to give me a signal when it's ready. So I'm not going to do something more unrealistic. I'm going to wait for the market to play out before I act. So I'm going to take this out as well. I think it's much more neater than this. It's much more neater this way. Okay, so we can use this way. So this is the 4 time frame. This is the outlook. This is what I'm expecting from the market on this 4 time frame. And let's go to the Great Britain pounds US dollar. Let's see what we have. Ooh, come on, look at what we had. This was last week. This was the outlook we had last week. I think I was sharing this in a class. I'm coming. I want to see if I can get this. Okay. So this is it right here. I've seen this before, right? I've seen how the market play this out before. But ideally, most of the times, we need to understand that patience matters in the market. Why? it's because we are not in control of the markets. We just want to trade with proper risk management, and that's it. So most of the times we need to understand that, and we need to play the game with caution. So we take this out. Ideally, this has not gotten to the stop loss level, I believe, and it has done about 90 to 100. Okay, 97, about 100 pips, about 100 pips on average. And I still forecasted that this will still keep buying above here and all of this. So this is just a past glory. This happened last week. It played out last week. What should we do now is to look at the market from different perspectives now before we move into it in detail. On the monthly time frame, this guy has been a bullish momentum. And of course, we had different high levels we're expecting the market to still come to in the future. And this is one of them. This is another price level here. And we are waiting for the market to get into this price range, of course. And then, most importantly, where is the current level that we have the market? So I can take this out. I can take this out as well. Doesn't matter. All we have is a momentum for this month that is still very much like a doji in a bearish candle. And of course, we have different price level that has been fully ranged. What do I mean? This is a balanced price range. From here to here is a balanced price range. This month is not over. We don't have imbalance level. And of course, this guy have gotten to almost the previous high level, which it did not close above it before it started to retrace. I would have loved to close above it before this retracement. So basically, this still remains a bullish momentum for me until when this level is taken out completely, and that clarity is on lower time frame, like weekly. Let's get to the weekly. Let's see what we have. For the last 3 weeks, this market has been on this supply zone. If we trade with that and look at this formation right here, the market has just been around this price level, and that is enough. That is a lot. These 3 weeks, come on, guys. We have 3 weeks ranging a zone. And what does that mean? Leaving us with longer week every single time. It means most likely we're waiting for the market to come to where there is bullish momentum right there. And for last week, the market came into that zone, into that weekly momentum. So I'm going to take this out. Sorry, I don't want so much chat, so much painting on my chat. I'm just trying to keep it simple. Okay. So right there, we have the last week candle. It tapped into the weekly momentum range for the bullish ride, and it has not done up to half of it, but it ended as a bullish candle for last week. So what are we expecting for this week? What is the most important thing we should take home for this week and wait for in the market? On the daily time frame, we do not have a lot going on right there, apart from the daily time frame bullish imbalance zone that is right here. So this is it here. If I'm going to be waiting for the market to keep selling, I will wait for the market to sell here. Excuse me, before I think of a buy. Though we have different price levels where the market can actually come to, which are also bullish fair values gap zone, which is a level. This is one of them. We have another one above it. We have another price level here. So we have a lot of reasons, a lot of insight on why the market should come to a lower price level before it gets to buy. But for now, this is what I'll be expecting based on what DXY is saying. I will just be following up with the DXY, which I will be expecting this to just happen. More sell here. This is about 165 pips on £10 US dollar before we see more buy momentum from here. So ideally, I will just be waiting for the market to do something like this, which is not a big risk. Okay, this is not really a risk at all. It's nothing compared to what we've had. So from here to here, this may just give about 1.5 risk reward ratio, 1:5 rather, 1:5. So this is the first point of interest, and this is the second point of interest rather. So basically, this is what I'm looking at in the market on £10 US dollar, 30 time frame. So let's go to the 4 hours. Let's make it make sense. On the 4 hour time frame, we have a series of this going on last week. A lot of ranging markets here, and we've seen it. A lot of ranging markets, a lot. So this was for the daily. I'm going to take it out, and also this one here, I'm taking it out. So for the monthly, for the weekly time frame, we've seen what's going on. The daily, we've seen it, and this is the 4 hour time frame. I'm going to take this out as well. So what do we have here? This is giving us a little bit of sell vibe, though. If you look at the market, higher lows, lower lows, lower highs rather. Lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. And of course, this has given us some level of retracement. And then we can wait for more bullish momentum into this price range, as well. We have just more than one right there. There's another one here that the market can just retrace into. But you know what? I'm feeling with what the market might likely do, which I'll be waiting for with patience. Okay, we don't throw with feelings anyways. But what I'm seeing right here, I'm just looking at the market from perspective that the market might just continue buying all right, might just continue buying based on the 4-hour time frame before we sell. But of course, this is what I'll be waiting for. I'll be waiting for a sell. Sorry, I'm coming. I want to take this out. I'll be waiting for more sell before I buy. That's what I would love to do. The market can keep buying only if there will be a gap down. Yeah, a gap down into this price range, then we see more buy. On 4-hour time frame intraday opportunity, most likely we're going to experience a sell into this price range before we have that buy. And if it's going to sell, that would do about how many pips? The 3 pips for the first one. And of course, if it's going to be for the second one, it will be about 55 pips. And I think the 55 pips will work for me, most likely, because the market still grab liquidity below this price level here. And of course, when you look at the price structure, when you look at what the market has done, this was almost an equal low level right here at the point in time. Do you see that? Almost equal low level at a point in time. So basically, the market has grabbed liquidity from here on 4-hour time frame with these higher lows and higher highs that form within these 3 candles. And this perfect curve, reversal curve, is showing more bullish momentum, most likely expecting the price to hit above this high level. And if that would be the case, then we should expect more bearish momentum into this range, and then we see a buy above that price range right here. So this is the outlook that I'm looking at on GBP US dollar, of course, on the 4-hour time frame too. I've done the one on the daily, so I just deleted it so that I can have more space to do other things. So basically, this is what I'll be seeing right here on the 4 hours, whereby we can see something like this. And of course, if we are doing this, we can also wait for the second price level, which is the second point of interest. This is also really, really possible in the market. So trade this with proper risk management. This is what I'll be expecting in the market. This is my first point of interest and my second point of interest. So basically, this is just what I have. Without repetition, this is just what I have. A little bit below here is a stop loss, and just trying to introduce this to make the chart looks a little bit better. All right. So this is the outlook on 4-hour time frame on GBP US dollar. Time is spent. Let's go straight to the AUD US dollar. Let's see what we have on the monthly, and then we can go straight to what we have on the weekly, and we proceed from there. Let me just take out everything. I call them past glory, right? So this has been a bullish momentum, which of course I'm expecting the market to move into that direction for more bullish momentum for the monthly time frame. Of course, the market has not really done any significant movement to any price range we expect liquidity, because from here to here, everything you're looking at here is a balanced price range. From here is a balanced price range. Right, there's also a balanced price range. And then if I'm going to look for anything from here to here, will be the perfect price level for a retracement in a downward momentum. And this candle has done that. This candle did that. And you see, liquidity was grabbed below here. The market pulled up for a buy, ended as a buy. Now, this month's candle has gotten to this price level, which I expected it to break above for us to have more insight. But currently, it's just ranging right there. And for us, we do not have much to say than to wait for the market. So a monthly time frame remains a bullish momentum. On the weekly, it has gotten to a price level, which is also a balanced price range. But of course, it looks more like we should be expecting momentum from there, because this was the last price level that was taken out as low, which the market retraced into and start dropping below rather. And currently, the market has tested that level, draw liquidity, and closed below it for last week. And that was a bearish candle. So for this candle, for this price level, what do we have here? We have a fair value gap zone here, which is a bullish one, expecting market to do a bit of sell before we see more buy. And if market will be doing that, it won't be much. Don't worry, it's about 100 pips on average. And the market could sell, AUD US dollar could sell 92 pips to 100 pips on average into this price range before we expect more bullish momentum. So this is on the weekly time frame. I don't want to waste time on it. This guy has really been ranging for some time. I've been avoiding it. In fact, for a long time now, I've been avoiding this AUD US dollar, because sometimes it just puts you in a sandwich position where you see opportunity above and below the current market price, and you never need the one the market to go for. But then through AUD, through EURUSD and GBP US dollar, we could secure some pips, and we could follow up on AUD sometimes. But basically, I don't really look forward to see AUD US dollar. Okay. Because of the ranging anyways, because of the price action, nothing more, nothing else, just because of the price action. So let's see what we have on the daily. We don't want to waste time. On the daily time frame, look at what we had there. This previous low will be taken out based on the market structure. This level needs to be taken out too before we can see more bullish momentum. All right. I mean, this level must be taken out. I'll be expecting this level to be taken out in the market. So that being said, that aside, all of that are just the outlook on what we're looking at in the market. Don't forget, this is the weekly time frame bullish outlook, right? And I can take this out to make the chart a little bit simpler. Okay. So as we have this a lot of liquidity pool right here, are we saying we won't expect the market to jump below this level before we now see a buy? Most likely that's what we'll see. So that's why on weekly time frame we had a level like this. So we can keep the finger crossed and let's see how the market plays out. And if this is not too certain for you, you can as well wait for Monday market to finish its formation on the daily time frame. From there, we can now talk about where else we're expecting the price to go to. And for me, look at two price levels that really matters to me right here on AUD US dollar. Though I don't trade this guy most of the times, but I still check it out for others to see. Look at this one. On the 4 time frame, these two price levels here, they are very, very important, which I'm expecting the price to tap into because this is a price range the market has not tapped into. All right. So this is not even it. This is it here. So these price levels, I'm waiting for the market to tap into it. Liquidity is just sitting inside of this price zone right here. So basically for me, I would be waiting because one of the things you need to see again, let me just show you. We have higher high right here, right? And of course, we have a lower price level right here. Okay, now the market has broken through that level. And what we saw to facilitate this entire sell was a breaker block right there. So we have this candle here. We have this. When this candle broke and we have this bearish candle, all we have to wait for was to see the market coming back into this range of this bullish candle that we had before this high was taken out. And market came just into that range of this bullish candle. And more than half of it, anyways, I used to wait for the half, but more than half of it, the market was about 80% of it. Then it started dropping from there. Can you see that? Started dropping from there. And then we have all of this. So basically, I will just be waiting for the market to do more bearish momentum into this price range as a first point of interest, or I wait for the market to do a big momentum for a sell into this price range, then we can move from there. So this is my outlook on 4-hour time frame. From here, I can actually wait for the market to play its thing. I can do something like this. Okay, I can wait for the market to do something like this. This is really small of a risk, so we can't be risking so much here. So we can wait for the market to do its thing like this. All right, this is on 4-hour time frame. This one right here is on 4-hour time frame. And the other one, where do we have it? I think that was on daily. Okay, I don't know why that guy is moving away, but then I think that is on daily. So we have this. I think we are good. We are good. This is fine. So on weekly time frame, let's see if this guy is from the weekly time frame. I'm trying to see where we get this guy from. Yes, it's from the weekly time frame because this was it here. This was the weekly time frame, the weekly imbalance level, which the market has not mitigated into. All right. So this is the weekly time frame. This is the weekly imbalance, which the market has not mitigated. And this is where we expect the market can also come to. And if market will be doing that, that's about 100 pips on average for the second point of interest. This is the second point of interest, okay? And this is the first. For the first point of interest, we can wait for the market to do just a little of about 55 pips or 50 pips on average into this range before we have that bullish momentum. This would be my outlook on AUD US dollar. And let me see what we have. Well, I thought about that during the week. It moved well. Okay, let's see USDJPY. It's been doing fantastic, good, and for sometimes now, I think I just like the movement, probably because of what I was seeing on it. Looking at the higher time frame, you see that this is actually more of a sell momentum, even though we have it in a range right here. I at a point in time, I low at a point in time, which is a signal for a bullish momentum, right? That's a structure for a bullish momentum. But then at a point in time as well, we have a failure swing, and right here is at that baseline. So the baseline expecting more bullish momentum before we have a bearish momentum, or how exactly are we looking at this market? So let's just take out everything we have here and let's see what the market has done on a proper look. So on a monthly time frame, this has dropped for like 4 months back to back with a little balanced price, not balanced price range, but with a little bearish imbalanced price range above this price level at 152.70 most likely. And if the market will be buying into that price range, that's about 760 pips, which is also very, very possible for the market to do right here, right here. So this is also possible on USDJPY. But then let's leave that. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Let's see what we have. This has started the bullish momentum, and it started from last month And we analyzed that because this was the low I was targeting for last month, and the market moved to that low price level before it pulled out. And for the continuation of this month, it started with that bullish energy. So going to the weekly time frame, let's see what we have. On the weekly time frame, don't forget this was the monthly. Let me put it here. This was the monthly bullish imbalance, right? This was the monthly bullish imbalance zone. Just like that. Yes, just like that. So this is the bullish. This is the monthly bullish. Oh, sorry, bearish. I mean bearish. Pardon me. I made a blunder there. Bearish. Okay. So I'll just be waiting for this to happen, because most likely, if we have bullish momentum, we should be targeting a price level, right? So on a weekly time frame, this seems more like it's been mitigated, but on the monthly, it's not. So basically, following what the monthly is saying, at this price level, we can be waiting for bearish momentum right here. But then for the weekly, market has pushed for the past 3 weeks now. It's been buying, because this level, we've analyzed this level before. We check one of our videos, or more than one and two and three, where we've been analyzing and waiting for the market to pull back here. So I was actually waiting for market to pull from here, and at a point last week, it has done about 600 pips on average. So at the end of last week, it did 637 pips on average. So basically, I can go to a lower time frame now to see more opportunity there. Last week is over, and this week is another opportunity in the market. Let's see the daily time frame and see if we have any opportunity. Yes, there is an opportunity on daily time frame to see a little bit of sell before we see a buy momentum. So even though this is going to buy all the way into the monthly bearish imbalance zone, we can still wait for the market to do a bit of sell into this price range reaction right there before it gets into here. And from the current market price to the zone we're expecting, we can be seeing about 100 pips on average in the market. So doing that makes us to understand that waiting is important in the market. And the whole of this structure, once you've seen, I will wait for market to come into this range from this price level here before I now start to buy it. So buying to the monthly bearish imbalance zone. Basically, that is on the, I can take this out. I can bring this guy on. So we don't have to put so much on the chart. That's what I'm trying to avoid in recent time. I start feeling that most of the times I may be overdoing this, having too many charts, too many items on my chart, which is not me. But in the attempt to show more clearly, I try to put things on it. So basically, I can wait for market to do this, all right? But this is necessary. Pardon me, I'm going to put that. This is necessary to see that we can wait for bearish momentum into this price range before we now move. And if this will be playing out, this is about how many pips? We have 750 pips, okay? And that will give us an average of 1:7. Yeah, I think 1:7. Risk reward ratio 1:7. This is fine. This is fantastic opportunity, right? So this is on the daily time frame for USDJPY. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, look at what we have here. Nothing really much, nothing spectacular. Yes, nothing spectacular, like you see. Nothing spectacular on this. I can only be waiting on the 4-hour time frame to see a bit of buy. What do I mean by buy? I can wait for a little bit of buy. Let's see. Why should I be expecting a bit of buy? Look at the price action right here. Look at the price action. We have a little right here. Can you see that? A little bullish momentum above it. And right here too, we have a little imbalance on above it. So can you see that now? If you can see this, then you understand why I will be expecting the market to do a bit of buying into this price range at worst case scenario before moving here, before buying. Do you see that? It's not so much, but it's there. You may not see it, but if you zoom, you will see it. It's there. Okay? So right there is another level, which is a fair value gap zone, a bearish imbalance price level, which we can wait for the market to play out. This is it. All right? So I can basically wait for this zone to play out in the market, just like that. If you go to a lower time frame, you may see more insight, but I'm not going to the lower time frame. Look at this. From here to that buy zone, we give you about 20 to 30 pips, which is very reasonable. Which is very, very reasonable. Your stop loss will just be a little bit above it as well. Because basically, at the end of the day, I'm expecting this to sell into this range before I buy off. So you can as well still forget about the buying here. You can wait for the market to pull in here before you start your buying. But ideally for me, I'm looking for a buy on this outlook. Nothing more, nothing else. Avoid repetition. Let's just keep it simple and let's move on. Okay? So this is it for me. I think we are done with that. What else? Let's see what we can do. This is here. What else is to move to the last guy for the day, which is the gold. Let's see what we have on gold. Gold has really been a strong guy in the recent time. We talked about it. This was the outlook I gave sometimes ago. Look at the market is there again. The price is here. We have opportunity to see this, but I'm not going to that anyways. Let me check out on gold and we move to the last thing for the day. Okay, on gold, monthly time frame, the guy has been bullish because of the safe haven it is. Comparing that to other prices, it has received significantly high momentum in this recent time of economic tension. And of course, it's predicted to get to $4,000 before the end of this year based on economic outlook. But that aside, because central banks are buying gold massively, on monthly time frame, we have various zones that are not balanced in the market where we can wait for gold to play out as, okay, let's take out everything, every other thing before now past glory. Let's take them out. So right here, we can look for the market like this, but it's not what we're looking into because the market may not likely come back here. Gold may not likely come back here. 46,000 pips down. Come on, I'm not seeing that happening anytime soon. But then for this month, the market has been buying and selling a lot, and most of the times is more of a bullish momentum. On the weekly time frame, do we have a bullish opportunity or a bearish opportunity? We have a bearish opportunity to give us a bullish momentum, which is a bullish fair value gap zone that is found here, and that is to in this price level. So this to break its all-time high. Gold has been doing that all along at 3,500. So expecting this to still happen, but then this is on the weekly time frame anyways. And let's go to the daily time frame and see what we have. It looks quite simple, but it should be. It really should be. All right. On the daily time frame, we have an imbalance zone right here, which is a bullish imbalance zone from here to here. Okay, which means this level is not really what I'm looking at on the daily. I'm refining on the daily. If I'm refining my entry on daily, then this is where I'll be having the price to come down into this price level, which is about 1,800 pips, and that's quite much, okay. So basically, I'm not going to extend this too much. This has taken liquidity. Now market goes below here, and all of this is happening, the current market price structure. And if you look at the daily time frame as well, you can see an opportunity for a buy momentum before we see a sell momentum, which is right here. Okay, can you see? So this is even closer. I will look into the market to do this before I see more bullish momentum on gold for this week. And that is about how many pips in total? Of about 311 pips. Let's say 300 pips from the current market price when the market opens into the upward direction. And then we can expect that sell from here. But basically, if this is too much of a risk for you, you can wait for the market to pull back here. If gold pull back here, then we can be looking for more bullish momentum. So ideally, I still go with the bullish momentum on gold anytime, any day. It's still more secure that way because it's a safe haven. And most likely, the tension on the economic parts will continue. It depends on what President Donald Trump says, and that will impact the market on different dimensions. All right. You see the trend line liquidity being broken here, right? And now we have a bearish momentum. So we can just be looking at the market from that perspective. We have a fair value gap zone here, which is a bullish one, and the market has tapped just into it. I think that where is it? I've seen it before. Okay, this is here, right here. This is right here. So we have about two of it, and the market has tapped into all of it. So look at that. So momentum has been grabbed from here, but the movement has been choppy rather. On Friday, it has been choppy, but bullish momentum, higher highs and higher lows. Now, the last 4-hour candlestick closed as a bearish candle, showing us this momentum. So what can we be expecting? This is leaving us with so much anticipation and opportunities above and below. This is a sandwich outlook right here. So I'd rather stay with what I look out for on the daily time frame, which left us with a buying momentum into this price range before a sell. Otherwise, if I'm following the 4-hour time frame, I will be looking out for a sell momentum on gold on 4-hour time frame. Looking out for a sell that will continue into this price range, before I have a buy. So ideally, this is what I'll be expecting on 4-hour time frame on gold. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This is where I'll be stopping for this week. I hope you trade proper risk management. Everything makes sense for you at the end of the day. Do enjoy the rest of the week. Trade proper risk management, and God bless you. Have a wonderful trading week ahead of you. Bye for now.